Hi, I'm Nyesha McCauley, and you're watching AccessTV.org.
Good morning and welcome to the challenge. As always, we'd like to first and foremost thank God for the opportunity and thank you, the viewers, for tuning in. We're coming to the end of a season that has been nothing short of tantalizing and wonderful, quite frankly. I have nothing but praise for those folks who have come by and talked with us. And I wanted this show at the end of the year to be sort of a thank you for all that people have contributed to the challenge, especially my co-host who decided to join me this year and spend some time giving her perspective. Been wonderful to have you, McKenzie, and looking forward to next year.
Me too. I'm glad to be here.
Fantastic. We have talked about a number of things that we feel have made an impact on our community, but some of the things that I think about over the past year, frankly have stood out in my mind. I know we've talked about a host of topics, but something specifically that's happened just recently, the passing, if you will, of Nelson Mandela. We never had a chance to talk about, how we as a community view something that happens in the motherland, I call it. And Mandela certainly epitomized what we have long embraced within the African American community, and that's a sense of family. Everybody being a part of the family, even those who you don't necessarily feel as close to are a part of your extended family. And I like to think that those folks who came and contributed to the broadcast and contributed to the dialogue that we have here as a part of an extended family. I love, having you here because certainly you're a family. We, I think at AccessTV.org, hope that resonates with you, the viewers, as well. We want what's best for those who are in our family, and we hope that what we've done here on the challenge has enhanced and helped to, give you that sense of family that we want to share with you on the broadcast. What are your thoughts, McKenzie, about some of what we've talked about, some of the people that we've met over, the last, several months? I know it's it's this new undertaking for you, but what's on your mind? What stands out?
Well, I agree. That sense of family is kind of what we here want to establish to not only, to our viewers, but around to the community. I think that sense of having that family, that connection, whether it's, somebody that you see all the time or somebody that you don't see all the time, helps to build up the community. I also agree that once we have that sense of family, we can reach new heights. Right. And the people that we had here, especially the gentleman that was here I think it was the last week or 2 weeks ago, that was the first black, he was the porter at the Hartford Club.
The maitre d'.
Yes, the maitre d'. And I really
yeah.
felt that with him being here, talking about his experiences, that, shows from where we've started, and where are we going?
Yeah.
And that's a good, that's what we want to look at. Where are we going? Where is our community going? And we really need to keep going up, of course. And bringing that sense of building the community together is what's going to help us to get to a better place.
I couldn't agree with you more. Ralph and Martin was his name, the first maitre d' for the Hartford Club, which was considered by almost all here in the greater Hartford area to be one of the more significant places where the movers and shakers all hung out. Everybody from Gregory Peck to James Cagney and Sammy Davis Jr. All of those folks came, and Ralph had an opportunity to meet him. But for him to share that with us, he is definitely a treasure among us. I can't help but, again, folks like that, help you to reflect and help you, I would hope, to look introspectively into yourself and realize what kind of possibilities exist. If you can go from the maitre d' of your club waiting tables, on to, or into the homes of some of the most significant people in America.
Exactly.
And too, like Nelson Mandela, from a place of captivity and degradation to running one of the the largest countries in the world.
Exactly.
The possibilities are endless, but it starts at the grassroots.
And people have to realize that you can't just come in and be at the top. You have to work your way up.
Yeah.
And I think that showing that work, that hard work, putting that in, and then getting to that point where you're like, wow, my dreams are really coming true. I've gotten to this success. It makes it a little bit more humbling for yourself. And you really appreciate it a lot more than if you were just, already there.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more with that perspective either. I mean, that, I think oftentimes people think that, if I just had the opportunity to be in the position that other person has, I could do something better, or I could somehow, be better at it than the next person. While it's good to have those examples, it's also important to understand what it's taken for, that person to become who they are, and what that responsibility of being in that position entails. We talked a lot about the politics in our city, and almost all folks seem to believe that politics are what makes things happen for most of us. And it is, nothing more than one of those tools that is at our disposal, and we're just not understanding, quite frankly, how to use those tools. And I think part of what we try to do here on the challenge is for our viewers to understand what we have, who we have, and how we interface and interact with each other, and where the best application of that knowledge is, and how do you use it to make a difference or to impact the lives of people that certainly those that we love and those who are a part of our extended family. It's been an exciting year.
It has been. I
have had a great time here at accesstv.org, but I can only see that the sky's the limit.
Exactly.
And frankly, I think that the more I think about it, the more I realize that we have something very special. And we have certainly been blessed. I think, the good Lord has put us in a position, McKenzie, where we can share our voice, and we can use our voices to make a difference in the lives of people that we love, and certainly help to make where we live and our children's lives a lot better off. Wouldn't you agree?
I totally agree, 100%. Being able to speak to, not just one person, but, one person, it's almost like I'm speaking to you and you're speaking to 10 other people, and you're speaking to me and I'm speaking to 10 other people. Through accesstv.org, we're giving that voice a bigger audience and pushing others to go and speak to someone else to say, hey, did you go see that last episode, because that was something else, and they might not be able to say exactly what me and you or you and I said, but they can at least push somebody else to go and look at it and get their own opinion and their own ideas, and help their brain to start moving, start thinking.
Sure. I'm looking forward to next year. I'm looking forward to the next broadcast, quite frankly. I mean, I've got some ideas about next year that I'm hoping that will be especially interesting to our viewers. I'm sure there's something that maybe I might have missed, and I'll take suggestions too from anybody who has some about the kind of folks that we ought to have here as a part of the broadcast. We want to talk about those topics. We want to discuss those issues that people have considered taboo or afraid to discuss.
Exactly.
Here, yeah, I bumped into a gentleman on the way here, and he was talking about that Doc Hurley situation.
I saw that on the Current the other day.
And it's still going on, and Doc Hurley being one of the giants in our community, somebody who has left a legacy, for young men who have certain athletic prowess and who have certain academic, abilities. He's opened up a door for them to, to use what they have to try to, change their lives and change their families and those kinds of things. And it's at this point, it's really sort of disappointing where that is at, his foundation, which has meant so much to young folks who have gone on to historically black colleges and those kinds of things. But the topic behind that, and one of the things that we talked about, and just in passing, me and this person, was the topic of mental illness.
Yes.
And we actually talked about how we don't, try to address that in our community.
Exactly, and it's very prevalent.
Yeah.
It really is. It's very prevalent.
Yeah.
It's something that, I think that because it wasn't talked about so much,
yes,
that people just don't really know, and they just, assume the worst. Yeah. And especially for our children, our young people, growing up now, because it's such, like I said, a more prevalent thing.
Oh, my goodness.
We're still being categorized. And, sometimes the categories that we're being put into are not the correct categories.
That's correct.
And then our families don't know that it's incorrect because they don't have enough information about it.
Absolutely. And we've got to talk about those kinds of subjects. We've got to put it out there. We've got to let folks know that, we understand that there's something inconsistent with the behavior, something that is very easy for us to cast aside, but and not deal with in a way that sort of shows the kind of compassion we should have for each other and gives the empathy we should have for the other person. I think those people are in our community and they struggle just with life itself. Exactly. And we can't just cast them aside because, my Bible says the strong will deal with the infirmities of the weak. So,
yes, exactly.
We have a responsibility to everyone. And, we've just got to talk about those kinds of things. It was, something that we can no longer just ignore.
Exactly. We can't.
No.
It's a way of the world, and getting those, helping others understand that this is how the world is working now.
Sure.
We'll get those services out there.
Yeah.
And that's really what's important. Getting the people that need the services that they deserve.
Absolutely.
To help them prosper, help them to succeed.
Absolutely. And, we have to, tackle the difficult issues too. We just have to tackle the issues of gun violence and, the violence that we're perpetrating on each other. What's causing it? What triggers it? I realize that people are hurting and feel desperate, and they feel a sense of despair, and so they are struggling, with how do we cope with life? And so we have to talk about those kinds of things as well. And I think they happen, no matter where you're at in life. You can be, young or older. You can be successful or not so successful. But depression, people are dealing with, issues of depression within our community, and we're not talking enough about those kinds of things as well.
Exactly.
So, yeah, and I think that this is the platform forward to that. Folks need to know that we care, and that the people who have a voice are talking about it, and hopefully something.
Yes,
will
getting
come
that
of
talk
it.
out there,
Yeah.
getting the word out there, spreading it is
Yeah.
what's mainly important that we need to be doing.
This has been an exciting year. McKenzie, I have loved every moment of having you here.
I'm so happy to be
I
here.
am happy. I can't even tell you how overjoyed I am that you decided to accept being a part of the challenge, and your contribution, quite frankly, has been nothing short of phenomenal. We love you.
Thank you.
And we're looking forward to next year. We got to go, but remember, always be blessed.